just become an abuser all of a sudden?
Mm.
Were there no signs? This is just 1 year into the relationship. What led you into that relation? I'm single and I'm close to 50. And it's not even bothering me. Trust me. Because you
Ah,
meet
I
some
mean,
men.
you. Yesterday
You
was
said,
girlfriend's day. Yesterday was girlfriend's day. Did you know?
uh, my darling, I did. I even made a post about it on my page. But my girlfriend came to spend the whole day with me yesterday. She left at night. So I'm
My
okay in my own space
my
there.
girlfriend and mashed potatoes. They didn't even remember.
Ah, you enjoy. You enjoy. But hey, it is what it is. I love the fact that someone could go out of her way to come to my place, you know, and spend quality time.
Mm.
Nima, you see, when people have relationships, whether it's with a girl or with a man, the
Mhm.
signs are there.
Yes, true.
But we pay deaf ears because we are carried away by, I don't want to call it mumu mumu feelings, because tell me,
Hey,
he
please
is
do
well old.
call it too. When they say
Talk.
love and
This
I'm like,
guy is way older than you. If he is not pampering you, if he's not showing you so much love, care, and attention, you have no business going close to him.
yes.
Let's be factual, because there's another young lady somewhere who is eyeing one grandfather, one elder brother, one mate of her father to go and marry. So we also, while we will come to solution, we also need to sound note of warning to those young people that have oju kokoro. Kini nkan tó gbójúlé tó fi débẹ̀?
Mm.
The signs were there. He did not suddenly become abusive, but you thought, oh, he will get better when we marry. Who told you that? Coming to out to cry out. I don't know the system in her state. Again, people are being careful. Nima, what I have seen in the last 3, 4 days is absurd. I would not lie to you, but I'm not going to go into the details because, again, same people who come to cry out will throw you under the bus. So people are just being careful. What is the system in her state? Is there feeder? What level of information does she have? I mean, because I'm glad she's putting it out. Maybe some persons will also reach out to her to ask how they can help her. But what are the opportunities within her state? Doesn't she have parents? Doesn't she have family? Who gave out her hand in marriage? Or did she just move in with this man? There are so many things we need to look at. Has she reached out to her people? What have they said? We can do better as a people. But again, you don't just play into the emotions of Nigerians, because once we hear, hey, I'm into, everybody starts running. It doesn't work that way. We also need to put certain people in their place. You didn't come to announce to us when you were going into that marriage. Let's call a spade a spade. We cannot continue to, do certain things. But I agree to speaking out. I
Mm.
agree to speaking up. So before you get into such relationships, think twice. Thank you.
Okay, so when I said Nigerians show empathy or sympathy as we like it, I'm not specifically saying when someone jumps and comes out and say, "Oh, this is happening," then we should all go fight as swords in hand. No, but at least we shouldn't just openly come out to say your problem or did you do this, did you do that. We can talk with tact. And at this point, if we say, doesn't she have people? I said, yeah, important questions Susan raised. So at this point, are we trying to say, because I'm talking based on the comments people made. When people are going through issues, they shouldn't speak out to us. Then coming to the lady herself, is it that this just started happening, or was the right time? She felt like, oh, let me just speak up, because it boggles my mind when people say they go. I'm asking this question to you, Ibinabo, because you are a mother, so you should be able to answer me. I'm not a mother. I can't understand. It boggles my mind when I see women say, "Oh, I'm going through this and this and this in my marriage. I know this woman who is going through an awful lot." Believe me when I say an awful lot. She had 2 children, and I saw her get pregnant for the third. And I'm very sure the fourth is coming on the way. And I'm like, wait, what? So you are going through a lot, and yet you are adding more children to the union. Like, explain it to me. So is it that Iya Tony Abi? Anyway, over to you, Binabo.
Okay, thank you, Nima. You say when we talk about issues married women are facing,
Mm-hmm.
the solution can never be one size fits all. It depends on why are you facing such situations, why are you in a certain circumstance. Now, what I will say is that we have mentioned it severally on this platform, and that is sometimes you know that you are going through a lot, but if you even want to react to what's going on with you, you don't even know how to go about it. What am I even saying? Maybe you are from a family where they have told you that since you are married, please don't come back to this house. Your room has been given to somebody else. And you don't have a business of your own. I mean, you are so helpless. So what do? You stay put and enjoy the suffering.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, so you see, and then we have a lot of people who lack the knowledge of what to do or where to go to or who to call for help. For instance, in Lagos, there are certain agencies where you can quickly reach out to for help if you are going through a very bad marriage, or your life is being threatened, or even the lives of your children are being threatened. But you see, lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of not knowing, I mean, lack of knowing what to do. When you don't know what to do, you are in a big mess. But I will say also that by our cultural tradition, the girl child is being advised to always endure in a home, that the marriage and that marriage is not a bed of roses, and all of that.
Ibinabo, when people say bed of roses, I'm like, for goodness sake, even roses have thorns. So I don't understand this, not a bed of roses. And this endurance of it annoys me when people say you have to endure, or ile oko ni. Or how do I even translate that to English? It pisses me off because I'm like, I have gone to school, I have graduated. What do you mean ile oko? But please continue.
Okay, so all of those things wouldn't have been a big deal or a problem if parents endeavor to raise their children right, whether it's a male or a female child. And then this man who wants to get married has what it takes to raise a family. I mean, to be married is not because you have money.
Okay.
Money, you should be ready emotionally, you should be ready spiritually. Everything that you need, every ingredient needed to raise a good family, you should have. Because every time we talk about a man being the head of the family, but what if this man doesn't even know what it means or what it takes to be a head, to be a leader is a problem. That is when, in most cases, the woman will want to step in to fill in the gap. And then the next thing you hear is she's the one controlling the home, she's the one kiniko, because the man, that particular man, has not been able to lead as expected. So it's a lot of issue. Most times, parents take time to raise their girl child to be a good wife. And on the part of the boy, there are other things that should be instilled in him in terms of knowing how to respond to, unfriendly situations. Sometimes, I mean, in a marriage, it is always a bed of roses in the sense that it is not always the lovey-dovey that you've had when you were courting. Sometimes there will be issues that you have diverse opinion. Sometimes there will be cases where what your wife is suggesting is not convenient for you, but how do you even handle it? How do you come across to her to let her understand that, look, this your suggestion is not going to work because of A, B, C, and D. Rather, the man will come out and say, look, I'm the head of this family, and this is how I want it to be, and that is the final note. So when you do that to a lady who knows her onions and who has a stand in society, it's going to be a problem. And when you are married to a woman who is always saying yes, yes, yes to you, you will not make that desired progress, because when we sit together, we look at a situation and we both provide our solutions to it. We have to pick the best solutions. And who says the best solution will always come from the man? There are marriages where the woman's opinion does not matter. Such a marriage, in the long run, the woman will not be happy because she will begin to second guess herself. She will not believe in herself anymore. And there will come a time she will begin to realize that she's not making progress, because if somebody does not take you into cognizance, whether in terms of your opinion or in terms of your person as a whole, it is a problem. So you see, the bottom line for me is the man should be ready, the woman should be ready. And their parents should please do the right thing. Stop advising your son against a problem that is not there. What am I saying? In most cases, you see sometimes the boy child is being advised. I mean, the husband to be is being advised. You cannot, don't be a woman rapper, don't be this and that. Who told you that the woman is being rapper for him to die? Most we give to this young man would definitely create so I mean, let's keep doing our best. Let's keep raising children that will be mindful of how they hurt other people, so that we can have a beautiful marriage. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Binabo. Okay, so to the next article I want us to take this morning is Excellency, the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said, "Let your churches feed you. That's why you are a member. Before I was born, there was hunger. I don't have control over the population. Before he was born, I wonder where I was. Anyway, so I don't even know what to say now. The president is coming out to say, oh yeah, let the churches feed you. And this morning we were actually talking about the cardinal issue with the bishops, with the bishop of a Catholic church and Atiku and the presidency. We're speaking on the Daily News Review. So I know I've been using this word a lot, but it's mind-boggling that the president came out to say, let the churches feed you. This was during an interview. Okay, no. He spoke at the house, and it was Arise TV who brought it out to the public's view. He said, let churches feed you. And I'm like, what do you mean let churches feed you? First of all, I know people pay tithes and they give offerings in the church. Am I right, Susan?
Absolutely, you are.
So isn't the money they give to the church from the money they earn? You're trying to say, because I don't understand what you mean by let the churches feed you. Is it that money grows in churches? Does it, Susan? Maybe I should go to the church beside my house to pack money. Does money grow in churches? Because what does he mean, let churches feed you? But let me let you speak, because I can see you are bubbling. You have a lot to say.
Oh, Nima, what a time to be alive. You know, Nigeria.
Because
you said,
to tell me, I can't believe that I was born in this. Was I born in the 21st century? I think so. Because my mommy used to tell me then, when you use 5 copper to buy bread, when 20, my daddy used to tell me that his father gives him 20 naira every week when he was in secondary school, and he was about the richest person in his class with 20 naira every week. And I'm like, even 5,000 naira every week is not enough for me to spend. So really, what a time to be in. But Susan, sorry for interrupting you. Let me let you speak.
What a time to be alive, Nima. You see, I like the fact that Mr. President gave an audience, and for you to give an audience, you are the #1 citizen in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. You see, one of the things I've learned over time as a leader in my own circle of influence is that emotional intelligence is very, very important. Okay. He said certain things that led to talking about church, because I took my time to listen to that clip before joining this meeting, And one of the things he talked about is hunger has been in existence before he was born.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt. No doubt. I'm not going to argue that with him. But I want to emphatically emphasize, if there's any grammar like that, that Nigerians have never had it this worse. The level of hunger in the land is mind-boggling. Permit me to use your word, Nima. It's mind-boggling. Hunger has been in existence forever because there will always be the middle class, low class, and what have you. Those at the top at every point in time. That has been in existence. So I'm not even going to argue it. But we need to also look at it. And that is where, as a person who works within the civil society space, we work a lot with statistics. We work a lot with data. Have you taken time? He talked of inheriting a lot of baggage from the previous administration. And the truth is, were there baggages in the last administration? Yes. But you promised us something, which is why you are there.
Yes.
You promised us something better. And we wholeheartedly, including those who did not vote, because not everybody will vote. Everybody has seen you get into office. This is 3 years plus. And so we expect to see change. We need to see tangible impact. I was discussing with my friend just yesterday, and I was saying, I remember growing up, when my mom does not have money to buy fish or meat for the stew, we could buy a crate of egg. And she says, boil eggs, put them in the stew. You are growing children. All of you can take one to eat your food. I don't have money for meat this time. Nima, before you can buy egg now, you have to press calculator. Yes. And so, in my head, I'm wondering, how did we get here? I don't want to practically dwell. I'm picking out the different aspects he spoke about. Another aspect he spoke about was the population. He doesn't have control over the population of Nigeria. Absolutely. And that reminds me of last regime when we were looking at, there was a time we were looking at having a census in the country. Because when you have data, you know where you have the youths, the number of children, the number of women, men. It helps you to plan, including the elderly. Even when I talk about disability issues, I use the World Health Organization percentage, which says that 16% of the world has one form of disability or the other. So I bring that data to the Nigerian population as estimated population, because we don't even know our population. Government owes us to have a proper population of Nigerians, Nima. It is the duty of government, so that you know how you are planning. You know those who are employed. You know those who are not employed. All of those things. We know that you inherited a lot of baggage. Accepted. But what is the way forward? 3.5 years gone. You've talked of so many things, but can the average Nigerian boast of those things? I know that it was under this regime that we had, I think it should be this regime, that we had the 77, we had the increase for workers in government and all of that, which is beautiful, Nima. But the truth is, have you looked at the cost of living? The cost of living is about to unalive the living. So while we look at the improvements, yes, while we look at the improvements, have you looked at house rent? Where they just come, and I was served 101% increase on my rent, and my salary has not even changed. So in my head, I'm wondering, what do I do to raise this kind of money for house rent? How do I take care of myself? if I have to pay this. Let's now move to the last part before I hand over to Mami Binabo, because I know she would have a lot to dissect. We talk about the area of church.
Mhm.
Nima, have you thought about the fact that even as we speak, the church has a welfare system in some churches and most churches where they support people? But have you thought of the burden on those people who, even out of their goodwill, give that money?
Hmm.
It is when people have that they think of dropping something for the next. That is where you have different boxes in church where they say, help the poor, this, that, that. But when people have not even been able to foot their bills, how do they bring out to support the average person? Whether it is a church, whether it is, I mean, it is not only church. We have people who go to the mosque. How do people bring out money, even if you're a traditionalist? How do you bring out money when you are looking at yourself and you cannot even cater effectively for your basic needs? I'm not talking of luxury. I'm not talking of vacation. I'm not talking, because I mean the average Nigerian is not thinking of all of those, because I mean it's a whole lot. Nima, we can go on and on and on, but I beg to stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your submission, Susan. Time check, it says 33 minutes past 9 this beautiful Monday morning, Monday the 3rd of August 2026. And you're tuned in to Women Radio WFM 91.7. You've been listening to the ladies of Helens give their submission on issues affecting our society. Basically, you can text or send a WhatsApp message to 07031 or 08155917917. Please give us a call to have this conversation with us. We want you to be included. You can call us on 0800 1235 917 or 09155 917 917 or 07000 917 917. Okay, Ibinabo, over to you. What do you have to say about this submission our presidents made?
You see, for me, I feel like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly, I am not disappointed I've told a lie.
Okay.
I have always said one thing, and that is when people talk amiss, like when the Senate president said something about not choking the poor, and we discussed it, I made reference to Mr. President that you have a principal who does not just come out and say things that will make the poor feel rejected or uncared for.
Okay.
When First Lady came out to talk about kuli and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
In everything that we say, context matters. And I said, why did she take a cue from Mr. President, her husband, who knows how to use his words? Even if you want to say something that would hurt people, or you want to damn their feelings or damn any consequences or whatever, there are ways to put it that the person not even realize that that's what you are trying to do. So for me, I'm beginning to look at Mr. President like I don't understand what is going on. Did I not understand you well, or is there something that is missing, or is there something that we don't understand that is beginning to surface or stare us in the face? Because you see, like Susan said, I'm a Christian too, and in my church, the money that comes from offering and everything is even not enough, because I'm part of the minister, so I know in my church, and I feel that it is almost the same in most churches, except for all these very big churches, the headquarters and all of that. The money coming into the purse of the church is even not enough to feed the less privileged in the church. But the intervention of some church members who would just say, okay, there's a welfare force. Okay, the welfare force is so lean. okay, I want to contribute so amount of money. Let's all come together. Those who have a little bit of extra cash to give, so that we can support the less privileged in our midst. When people say, church now is a business, this and that, I just look at them. I don't know what they're talking about, because in my church, money is coming out from our pocket to support. The church is not making any money that is so much that the pastor will begin to cash in on it and everything. So put that aside.
Okay.
When a leader comes out to say that, whoa, this business or this problem, I inherited them. I see it from a place of not really having a full understanding of what that office needs, of what that office should give to the people. Because for every politician, they have lists of promises that they made to the people to gain their votes, to gain the backing of the electorate and everything. So, and part of it was to revamp the economy. Part of it was to put smiles on the faces of very less privileged, the vulnerables in our midst, the very indigent community members. So, and they promise, to put it in a very concise, is to take us back into the green, not to come and tell us what we all know already. It was because, this country, the economy, this and that, this is so much. That was the rallying point for every politician. It was the promises, we will do this, we will do that. And nobody promised us that while at it, we will suffer and suffer, and some people will go to the dustbin to eat. So when things are becoming tougher than it was before you came up with your promises, and people begin to complain, I think for me the best thing is to just keep them calm. Just tell them, see, the rot ate so deep that we are trying not to dig while we are in the hole, so that we don't even fall further into deeper parts of the hole. So we are trying to fill up the hole. While we are filling up the hole, yes, some pains here and there. Sorry. There are ways you talk to people. There are ways, and I don't want to believe that our leaders don't know how to talk to the people. I don't believe that our leaders don't know the right way to talk to the people. Are they just talking out of nonchalance? Because as a leader, you are in the face of everybody. Every small problem, everybody is going to drag you. When the man is not doing well, the woman will begin to drag the leader. So you know what that office is about. It's not about comfort. It's not about convoy. It is about taking the people, as you have promised, back into the green. So if that is not yet achieved, but it is a work in progress, you tell the people it is a work in progress. We are not unfeeling. We are not careless about your experiences, your realities right now. But we are working. We are in a dungeon. We don't want to keep digging. We are filling up the hole, and it will take a while. I mean, there's so many ways. Even if you are lying to us, for example, but you don't pour more. You don't look at the injury and you carry a knife and slide that injury further. Even if you are going to apply some things on top of the injury for it to heal later, that thing that you did will never be out of that person's memory. And that is one problem that I have with our leaders. The way their responses, they are quick to get angry and want to throw back whatever at the people because you have told them you're not doing right, you're not doing well. It is the business of the people to tell you you're not doing well if they're not feeling it. It is your business to tell us, no, I am trying. Look at what we are doing. Look at what the solution will be in the next so and so years. As simple as that. We're not quarreling, we're not fighting. So please, our leaders should come with human face. They should always not want to attack us I mean, if you give me one, I'll give you 10. No, that's not how it is. Please, 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 please. There are people who are on the edge, they're on the verge of giving up. So when they hear statements like this from the very topmost leadership of the country, they are going to completely lose hope. We don't want anybody to lose hope and do whatever or harm themselves. So please, our leaders, this is a plea that you have to be mindful of your utterances, irrespective of the provocation, irrespective of your feeling that, are you saying I'm not doing anything? No, there are ways. We must have our ways with words. We must add human face to every response as a leader, so that we, even when you're not doing the right thing, you still tell us that, okay, this is how it is. I mean, just use the right words. Don't let the frustration get deeper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibinabo. Thank you very much, Susan, for your submissions. We have a voice note.
I don't know why he's not on the call, but good morning, everyone. Good morning to our valid listeners as well. First and foremost, Susan, you just grabbed it right off my mouth, because when Emma read out the story of the United States, first I asked myself was, Tinubu look back there. How did she get there? There are questions and speculations to be made. How did she get here in the first place? Like, there's no way in hell this relationship would be possible or work. It's just not. Because let's check everything. Aside the age gap, both of them are worlds apart. Now you're telling a Gen Z to be cool with a millennial, or the millennial should even be cool with Gen Z. Your realities and mine are both different. You understand? During the time they were both together, they didn't even date themselves. Because when we say Nigerians are not really, because every day these kind of things churn out, and it's so much that you are even asking yourselves before you talk about another one. People don't learn from other people's experiences, and it can be tiresome at times. Did they even date? Character-wise, were they both compatible? There's no how you can put a square peg in a round hole and expect it to fit. If a relationship blinds you, probably why you guys were dating or basically going out, marriage certainly unveil that blindfold when reality hits you. If you ask me, there's no negotiating domestic violence. That is just my standpoint. If it's not working, it simply isn't working. Sometimes, some people see this walking red banner during their courtship or when they are dating, screaming at their faces. It's screaming at them like this in plain terms, but they choose to ignore it, and then they come to cry woe at the end of the day. Once abuse starts, like you said, Nima, reproduction should end, period. Why would you be giving birth to somebody who is an abuser? It should end. At this point, since our issue has gained traction, I would advise or suggest she should ride on that and just take her leave before she leaves that house in a body bag. She's alive to still tell her story. I pray she's alive till the end. Some would stay and say they are waiting because they don't want their children to suffer. You need to be alive to be able to monitor your children. You need to be alive so that nobody replaces you. You need to be alive to be able to take certain decisions. So if they can see that their differences are irreconcilable, I don't see what she's still doing there. 20 years for me is just a very wide gap. Kilowefiko, as how now. If it were my daughter, I would never even ask her to enter into a relationship. Talk more of be married with a man that is 20 years older than her. God, let's just stop her begging. So I'm just saying, in addition to what the ladies have said today, I would just say, since this story has broken in the public space, the onus lies on her now to stop reproducing and think of how to get the bits and pieces of her life together. Good morning, everyone. Wishing you a productive day ahead.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Oboli, for that text, for the voice note, rather. Susan, do you have any response to Mrs. Oboli? Hi,
I
Susan.
didn't hear very well from the beginning. I didn't hear the volume was quite low before it was raised. So I don't know if you can give like a recap before where we picked up from.
Okay, she was saying she agreed with you on the issue of what did the girl even, or how did she even meet the guy, and she was saying that yes, when abuse starts, reproduction should stop, and we as Nigerians we should know what we are doing. And since her video has gained traction now, she should ride on that wave and ensure she leaves the man before the man leaves her. Something like that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Oboli, for dropping that message. Of course, we all agree with you. It's an opportunity because, again, if you expose him and you are still within, there's what we call perpetrator of violence. The man is the perpetrator, allegedly, because we have not also heard from him. So he is the perpetrator of violence, and you do not need to be in the same space with the perpetrator, especially now that he has been exposed. She needs to leave that space entirely and be in a safe place. Of course, if he was in Lagos, like Mami Binabot talked about, we have a Mirabel Center that could review her health and everything, and then, if possible, send her to a safe space because she needs a safe space. From there, they can take it up. Young ladies, it is not about this girl, or I call her girl because to me, she's just a young teenager. So it's not about her, it's about the next lady. We don't want to keep the recurring decimal is not adding up for me because we speak about these things, we raise awareness around these things. We're all on social media, we see what happens. I don't totally know what would make you marry a man with that age difference. I wouldn't know because I mean, your preferences are different from mine, but then it's also a pointer to not overlooking red flags while cutting. When I started, the first question I asked was, did he just start now that you got married? You will see the red flags, but you will turn your eye the other way and say, oh, he is not going to change, auntie. So it's important that we begin to speak to ourselves. Take your time to build yourself to a particular level before you get into marriage, because marriage is not also for the weak. I wrote something on my page the other day that, I mean, love is not enough to get married. I wanted people's reaction. People were, why did Temiyemi? There are days that it is not even because of the love, it might be because of other circumstances. This is judging from other people who I have seen that are married. So we need to dot our I's and cross our T's before going into the institution of marriage with your eyes clear. Don't tell me love is blind. Love can see and it can shine well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. Even about in 2 minutes, please give your submission.
Okay, I want to take it up from where Susan stopped. I want to say that, you see, we over the years, as we grow older, the basket of our experience gets fuller and fuller. You cannot expect this. You cannot compare the experience of a 20-year-old with that of a 40-year-old. So you see, what I feel some of these men do is that when they let go themselves and expose their dark sides, they are quick to cover it immediately with money. What am I even saying? Like for instance, maybe while in courtship, there was an argument, and then the man showed himself as a violent person. Because he's more mature, he will use that experience. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness, my love, my dad, why did you make me? The next thing you see is he will take her for a buffet if she's a food lover, if she's a foodie. Or the next thing he will take her shopping if she's that loves shopping every now and then, to cover that dark side, for her not to look at it and make it a point of leaving because you are violent. I can't stand this. So if you are a lady in that situation, please take note. And I also want to add that, you see, most times we always say that the woman should leave so that she doesn't leave the house in a body bag. Above and beyond that, On this same platform, we have discussed stories around a woman, a lawyer for that matter, who was locked up in a very abusive relationship. Her husband was so abusive, and she being a lawyer, she had handled different cases of divorce and other abusive relationship and all of that. So she didn't want to come across as, you to go, your marriage has failed. So she stayed put. And she endured this abuse until it got to a point where she became so frustrated that she was the one who caused the death of the man. For her reaction, the man drove her crazy to a point where she planned a premeditated murder. She waited until he slept, because he said he had to sleep for her to be able to hit him hard. And while he was asleep, she stabbed him multiple times. And that was what led to his death. And today, she's put behind bars. Now the children do not have a father. There's no mother there to take care of them. So you see, in some cases, when you even stay back, you are beginning to harden your own heart. You are beginning to, the whole thing will begin to change your outlook on life. It will turn you into a criminal without knowing. You begin to plan, I'm going to avenge all these bad abuses, and then before you know it, you that has been abused will be the one that will kill the man. And at the end of the day, you are going behind bars. Plus the abuses and everything will get punished. So instead of staying back, above and beyond you living in a body bag, it could lead you to become very, very aggressive, and it could lead you to plan something that I just mentioned now. So please, whether for you, for your life, or for you not to be pushed to harm your husband, if you're in an abusive relationship, it is better for you to take a step outside first and see how people could step in and handle it for you. If there is no solution, go your way, let him go his way, because at the end of the day, it never ends well. It's either he will kill you or you will kill him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibinabo, for your submission. Thank you very much, ladies, for joining us today. And thank you to our listeners for staying with us this whole hour for Heartlands. You catch us tomorrow, same time, 9:05 a.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. From me, it's a good morning. Up next is Radio Doctor.